All right. Well,
Indeed.
next up, we have the best and worst Beatles songs.
Oh,
Slam, you know a
yes.
little more about the Beatles, so this was your pick. So why don't you start us off here?
Ah, yes. The dead ass Beatles. The
Be-
Beatles.
the Beatles, yeah?
The Beatles, yeah?
Right, yeah.
So, these four guys George Harrison, Ringo Starr, John Lennon, and, oh my gosh, why am I forgetting the other one? Like, I remember George
George,
Harrison, who's the most forgettable one, but who's the other one?
wait, who all would you say? List it
George
again.
Harrison,
Let's,
Ringo Starr, John Lennon, who's the other guy?
Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney. Holy crap, how did I forget
Man,
about
I
Paul?
don't know. That's
He
surprising.
wrote some of the best songs.
He did.
But anyway, so these four guys just jamming out in their garage, and I guess they got some gigs, and then all of a sudden they started touring the world because they had such a well-combed, fine-toothed song and music selection, I guess.
Right,
They
right.
they tried new things and they succeeded, and pretty much every single song is considered to be a masterpiece and a classic, according to many people, and many people I would basically disagree with. So I'm going to debunk these and see which songs are good and which songs are bad. This band also was the first one that made breaking up popular among bands because it
If you
was
could call it popular.
it I mean it kind of is. I mean,
Yeah.
but like when they broke up, like the world shook pretty much.
Yeah, they probably weren't expecting that to happen.
No, but like their whole like private lives were constantly paraded around. It was like a whole new thing. Like nobody was monitored this much as the Beatles up to that point. Not even Elvis
Yeah,
at that point.
I
But
think you're right on that one.
yeah, it was a whole new fad. It was a whole new thing. It started the British invasion.
It did.
That's why we get so many British bands now, really,
Right,
that are popular in America. Like, oh my gosh, 1D, One
right.
Direction, and I don't know. I don't know what else British bands are popular now. I guess Rolling Stones now, still
Well,
maybe. Not
kind
not
of.
not now, but
They've been around for a while, but they were
they were
part of that.
they were part of the British invasion.
Them and the Kinks, I think, were, if I remember
The
correctly.
Kinks, the Monkeys, I guess.
Were they from the
Well,
UK? Yeah, they were. Okay, I
so
was
yeah,
making sure.
there you go. So yeah, honestly, this inspired the from the movie Yesterday,
Right.
which is a much better movie than it has the pleasure of being. The plot is pretty much very generic. It's like a episode of like it's like a really tame episode of the Black Mirror, pretty much.
Right.
A very corny, tame episode of Black Mirror,
Right.
but I don't know. It got me inspired to like say, oh, well, if the Beatles are this popular, is every song in the Beatles cat library that popular or that good?
And
So,
I'm gonna have to say no.
no.
Least for me.
And at least for me too, because there are some stinkers, and we will get into
Yeah,
that.
we
But
will.
first is the best Beatles song, and there's a lot to choose from. So, for me, the best Beatles song from the movie Yesterday is the song Yesterday, written
Yes.
by Paul McCartney. Which, by the way, he will be coming back into the fold here. But yeah, my favorite Beatles song is Yesterday, which is credited by
Cartney.
McCartney, whatever, and officially credited to Lennon McCartney.
Hmm.
John's trying to take credit for this amazingly beautiful song.
Yes.
This song was released on the album Help in August 1965, and was also in the movie, which was a big fad, which created the big
Oh,
fad of musicians creating movies. Help. They created a movie called Help, and like just like a big tour thing, and they also
yeah.
released an EP of this song, and this song is one of the greatest acoustic songs probably ever written.
Hmm.
It's it's reads pretty much like a poem.
Yeah.
It's so like eloquent. It's like basically it's about this guy who is mourning the loss of his girlfriend or his love or whatever, and doesn't really explain how she's gone. I guess she like left, but
Yeah.
you can also interpret it that she died or something if you really feel entitled to. But
Right.
I guess it's the day after, and he's just mourning it. Like he's not the man he used to be, and
Hmm.
that's a lyric in the song.
Yes.
And it's just very, it's beautiful. Honestly, like this is one of the best songs I've ever listened to in my life. And I'm not gonna go real deep into this, but I went through some things, I guess, with women
Yeah.
leaving me, and among that, this when I listened to this song, it like really inspired me and really like taught me like, oh hey, it's this is like actually
Hmm.
you can write poetry for songs. It doesn't have to be just like the same thing kind of over and over and over again. It's kind of like it's plays like a poem. You can write a poem and just put music to it pretty much, and that's a song. Like I just thought like songs and poetry were different, but
No, it's
it,
similar.
they're similar, but not as similar as like what this song does. This song is like it's beautiful.
Yeah.
There's also some controversy that Paul McCartney might have plagiarized some of these things with Nat King Cole's songs and Frank Laney's songs and whatever. I never listened to them. I can't comment on that really, but I figured it might just be something you people listening at home can look into. But
Sure.
there's a yeah. But anyway, you could if you want to, but I'm not really gonna get into it because I've never listened to them and I can't really comment on it. But anyway, this song is simply just beautiful. It hits. It's it's amazing. This is,
Yes.
I guess, this is the reason why the Beatles were so popular. It gives me
Right.
hope for the reasons why the Beatles were so popular. It's because they did amazing stuff like this. They changed the genre, really.
They
And yeah,
did.
yeah, that's it
Okay.
for this song. I love it.
Well,
If I had to grade it, be A plus plus.
hmm. Well, as for me, I'm not much of a Beatles fan, but through this podcast, I have actually discovered that they have at least one or two songs that are worth listening to.
Through electric
And
guitar or acoustic guitar?
well, probably electric because I don't own an acoustic guitar at my apartment here, so it would have to be on electric
How dare you?
because they do play rock music and
I mean, yeah, but
that's on the electric.
get a acoustic guitar because they exist. You
They
know,
do. I might get a cheap one when I start
wow.
getting some money again.
Anywho, what is your favorite Beatles song? You non-Beatlite.
It would be called I Saw Her Standing There from the very first album they ever did, which was Please Please Me in 1963. It has a very nice surfing kind of vibe to it. It makes me think about the 60s and playing a Stratocaster through a Fender Blackface amp and getting that reverb going and surfing on the coast. It's very catchy, very upbeat, and I will try to learn it on the guitar. Now, with that being said,
what is the first few lines? Give us a few.
let's see.
Not musically, but like song wise, word
Let's
wise.
see. Give me a moment.
We will be giving him a moment for most of this. Sauce, sauce.
Sorry for the delay there. She was just 17. You know what I mean.
Oh,
And the
oh,
way she
shoot.
looked was way beyond compare. So how could I dance with another? Ooh, when I saw her standing there.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now I get it. I've heard of this song. This is
Yeah.
it's one of those songs that had the controversy with it. Like
Oh,
they're
it
talking,
did?
yeah, because they're talking about 17-year-olds and
Oh,
like a 17-year-old girl,
fair enough.
and they're like, I don't know, above that.
Well, to be fair, I think a lot of their listeners were probably that age, so
That's also
it
true.
it was probably that kind of thing.
Plus, the British probably have. I don't know if the British have different things there, like different things there. I guess 18-year-olds can drink beer, so maybe the age of consent is 17. I don't know. I don't know if there is different. Comment below, but I've heard of the controversy. But anyway,
Right,
continue with your song there.
right. So it's got a good guitar tone. The lyrics seem pretty solid. And
Who wrote this
it's
song? Was it John or was it Paul?
let's take a look here.
Hopefully it's Paul because Paul is the man. John,
It was written by Paul.
good. Paul is the man. John,
McCartney was the writer here. Lennon again tried to get credit, but
John again tried to get credit. I mean, it's true. Holy crap, John in his ways. He's just trying to get. Hello, let me get the credits. No.
oh yeah.
Yes. No. Yes. No.
Yes,
No.
no,
Yes.
yes, no,
Okay,
yes,
fine.
no.
I'll get the credits. Okay, good.
All right, yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Now, I will give an honorable mention to Twist and Shout. That was my favorite, but then I heard this one, and I think it's a little better. And on top of that, Twist and Shout was not written by the Beatles, so I couldn't count
Yeah.
it. But they did a good cover of it.
They did, and if you want to hear it, you can hear it on Ferris Bueller's Day Off when he does the famous parade dance or whatever.
Yes. And now that is my favorite.
All right, well, let's wrap
How
this
about
up. I guess let's talk about the
let's
worst.
Oh boy.
Many people think that there's no bad Beatles song. Oh, there are, ladies and gentlemen.
There's quite a few.
There are quite a few. And unfortunately, it's Beatles. I don't know. It's like Star Wars. People say, "Oh, there's no bad Star Wars movies." Yeah,
Ha!
there
Ha!
is. There are like at least 4.
Episode 2.
Episode 2, anybody? Episode 1, anybody?
1 is tolerable. 2
1 is tolerable. It's hilarious.
2 is like,
Just boring.
oh, what were they thinking?
And the Clone Wars, anybody? The Clone Wars movie, not the series, but the movie, anybody? And
Yeah.
the Rise of Skywalker, anybody? Holy crap, was that? I was shocked twice in that movie. I was like, you know that spasm I do sometimes, like points.
Yes.
I guess I did that at least twice in that.
You
Movie.
did the purposeful point
I
thing.
did the purposeful points, and I was just shocked at twice in that movie. But it's not Star Wars. This is the Beatles songs.
Yes.
People say,
And
"Oh, well, there's no bad Star Wars movies. Oh, there's no bad Beatles movies," or music, songs. Yeah, yeah, there is.
Oh, there definitely are.
There are a lot.
I would have to agree with you on that one.
Oh yeah. The one that I'm going to pick, though, there is no point to it, really.
No.
For some reason, people have it in high regard, but I don't understand why. Well, I think I do. I'll tell you why. And that is "Hey Jude" as the worst Beatles song I've ever heard in my
Wow.
life. "Hey Jude," it, I'll tell you what. It's over 6 minutes,
Wow.
and it begins good. It begins pretty well, and the guitar riffing and all that,
Yeah.
it's pretty good. Which is probably the reason why, I guess. Oh no, the length is 7 minutes, 7 minutes and 11 seconds. So it's longer than, I guess, Bohemian Rhapsody even.
Right. Which was not by them, but nonetheless.
No, it's not made by them, but it's also a very long song, but it has a purpose to it. There's a
Yes.
purpose why that Bohemian Rhapsody is long. There's no
Right.
purpose to the reason why this song is long. Oh my
True.
gosh, this thing is so long that it's a non-album single released in August 1968.
Wow.
It was written by Paul McCartney. I guess he was getting mad at John, I guess, and he was putting in his music
Huh.
because this song sucks. It starts out well. The musical riffs are pretty well done, but yeah, nothing else is good about this thing. But yeah, so this song, most of it's just like na 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 hey Jude over
Pretty
and
much.
over and over and over, and I'm like, what the hell? What is up with this song? It's probably because there were a lot of like screaming youngins
Huh.
on tour whenever they did.
Yeah.
So it was probably like, well, let's just sing something. Let's sing anything really, and they'll just scream.
Pretty much.
That might have worked, but
Didn't hold
now
up well.
it didn't hold up well at all.
Mm-mm. Hell no.
And I don't like if I was in 1960s and I liked the Beatles, even I would be like, what the heck am I listening to here? Because this song's not that. This song's kind of, nah. This thing was had a 9 week run at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100,
Wow.
where I don't understand it. I can't. I don't understand why it's. Oh my gosh. Apparently, Paul McCartney wrote it as a ballad from "Hey Jules," where McCartney wrote it to comfort John Lennon's son Julian.
Huh.
I don't know why John wouldn't do that, but then again, John sucks. Hashtag John Lennon sucks.
Yes.
Anyway, I hate this song. It's stupidly long, stupidly boring, and there's no point to it after, I guess, a minute and a half. There's easily at least
Hmm.
5 minutes you can cut out of it. And that's it for that. I hate it. Except for the riffing and the beginning parts. You can keep those, but just cut out, like, the meaningless na 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 hey Jude over and over and over again. You can have 2, maybe 3, but that's it. Please.
I agree.
I got a life to live.
I do too.
Indeed.
So
now, son,
let's.
what's your least favorite? There's a lot.
Yes. Yeah. The Beatles are not my style, and there aren't too many of their songs that I like, especially the later on you go, the worse it gets, it seems, for me. So I'm gonna have to go with something off of Abbey Road.
Which is one of their like most famous albums,
I
by the way.
don't know why, but all right.
I don't know. Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with a song known as The One and Only Golden Slumbers. And it's based off of some sort of lullaby, and it's really slow and it's soft, and I mean it sounds okay, I guess, but it just it's not a rock song if you ask me. It just sounds more like a
A
ballad,
lullaby?
a lullaby slash ballad type of thing.
Maybe they were trying to make a lullaby.
They
Maybe
could
that's
have
why it
been,
was. Maybe that's why you're falling asleep to it.
maybe, but if I'm listening to something, I don't want to listen to that. I want to hear something like I saw her standing there, which is, exciting, like da 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 da, da, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
I don't know why the Beatles would make a lullaby anyway. That'd be kind of weird. Because they're
it's
rock.
just
They're a rock. They're
like the best thing that happens in it is there's some drumming that's like dun, 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 and that's it.
oh,
Then
so
Paul
it's
McCartney sings a little bit louder, and that's all you get.
so it's not a lullaby because there's
No,
drums and there's loud singing. So, oh my gosh.
not like really loud. He just increases the volume a little bit.
But still, they're trying to. It's a lullaby. Well, that fails even as a lullaby then, with the
Yeah,
drums. The heck?
I don't like it. I don't like the album, and it's not something that will be on my turntable.
Maybe with mine, but just for the novelty's sake, just to say, hey, I got on my turntable. Screw it,
Fair enough. Fair
and
enough.
I'll just put it away and never listen to it again because it
Yeah, pretty much.
sucks as a service.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
That's all I got, really. It's just not good.
Speaking of which, if we ever go to London, we gotta recreate the Abbey Road scene.
Fair enough.
That'd be hilarious. But anyway,
That would.
yeah, I guess that's it for best and worst of Beatles songs. List, what do you agree? Do you disagree? Post whatever your favorite or least favorites Beatles songs are in the comments down below.
Yes.
Now, Hendry,